Yeah, great night for Wolves. We mentioned that word at half-time that Ralf Rangnick has used a lot, control, right? And Wolves had it tonight.
Yeah, but I'm confused as to what Rangnick's doing in respect of trying to control the game. You're not going to control a game with McTominay and Matic in the midfield, for me. It's a game that I don't know why Bruno Fernandes didn't start. We saw the impact he had. But Man United at Old Trafford should be controlling the game. Why they need two holding midfielders of the same kind of ilk, Andy, for me, it's confusing for me, because surely Man United at Old Trafford, you've got to be progressing the ball to get to Ronaldo, get to Cavani, get to Sancho, get to Greenwood, who I still can't believe came up, and put pressure on these teams. Honestly, I'm not seeing nothing different at all.
I'll agree, but I did say that I don't think Manchester United progress. Yeah, fair enough. He's only been a month, but you usually have that when a new manager comes in. You usually have the players change up their attitude and intensity changes. I've seen nothing. You know, yeah, Manchester United have picked up 10 points, fantastic. But the manner they've picked up those 10 points is not being the manner people are expecting. And then watching it today, there's no creativity. You know, for me, I understand there's been a lot of games we played over this period. You're tired. But there's big squads there. And Manchester United were very, very poor.
Would you be frustrated as a striker in this current setup then?
Yeah, I would be frustrated, you know, because as a centre forward, you want your teammates to make chances for you, but ultimately you want to try and make them for yourself as well. Looking at it today, there was no chances created until Bruno come on. Now, Manchester United should not be relying on one individual, because it's Manchester United, but he was the only one who was going to bring that little bit of sparkle. I mean, that little bit of magic where he's going to create a little bit of chances or whatever. He's come on and he's hit the bar, he's produced a few passes, and all of a sudden everyone's talking about Man United played well the second half.
And you know the thing as well, Anne, is that we were talking just before the break there, Steve, about young players like a Greenwood. Like, I think that was just a sacrifice, because it's easy to take him off. You're not going to take off Cavani or Ronaldo. He's taken off Greenwood, somebody he's at that age where he's kind of fearless. We know what he's capable of doing. He's always going to get on the ball. He's going to dribble people. He's had some dribbles today. You don't take that off, because he is going to do something at some stage what's going to create a chance. And when you consider that Matic and McTominay played the whole 90 minutes when they needed something, I am baffled. I'm baffled by that.
Yeah, but I'm not into two holding midfield players anyway. I don't think when you're at home you have to have two holding midfield players. Why? You're the home team. And if you're going to try and win the league, or you're going to try finish in the Champions League spot, you've got to attack as a home team. If you look at that this evening, at what stage do you see Manchester United attack?
Let's give Wolves some credit, as you rightly said, and look at the goal as well, which was beautifully crafted from their point of view.
Well, it was, but what happened was when Traore came on, there's not one instant where they put the ball into him and he didn't get on it. Once we got into this situation, thinking, okay, people say, yeah, Phil Jones, you know, we're talking about somebody who hasn't played for like 2 years, you know, there's a bit of rust there. But for me, McTominay, running into this box, at the moment he's jogging. That's Moutinho. I don't think at any stage he has a look around. He's running into a box where he's not doing anything. He's not picking anyone up. Moutinho's got too much time on the edge of the box. People can say whatever they want. They can nitpick and say where the header should have gone from Phil Jones. But at the same time, you've got to be more aware of you as the holding midfielder going in defensively to try and stop him. Look how much time he's got. And McTominay's the one who's the closest to try and get to him. Now, if he's in the team, he's got to be in the team to do that job. You know, because he's not in the team to make it do anything progressive, because he hasn't done anything progressive. If he's going to be that defensive holding midfielder, then you do that job. He didn't do it.
I'll have to agree. I think when you're getting in that area, you've got to be looking over your shoulder, because you're saying to yourself, right, if the ball comes out, I've got to contest the ball. But if you look at him, he was nowhere near to contest the ball. Yeah, Moutinho, he gets goals like that. Won a season, but they're always good goals, and he's done just that this evening.
You talk about the game-changing when Bruno came on. What about the game-changing moment at 0-0 when Bruno Fernandes hit the woodwork?
Has to score.
Wow.
And it's as simple as that. He's got to score. You know, he gets himself in a great position. It's a late run as well. You know, Matic pulls it back. It's a late run. He's got to score. What is he? 12 yards? He's got to score from there.
I think you're looking at it, Steve, and Matic being in there is I'm very surprised. But at the same time, if you want that to fall to anyone, it's probably him or Ronaldo, maybe Cavani. But like, for him and the way he played, that's a poor miss.
That's a tap-in for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And 1 goal in 20 games. Perhaps if he's on a streak earlier in his United career, he just puts that in without thinking.
Yeah, it's being funny at the moment. You know, Ronaldo's come back and it's like his whole game's changed. I mean, I've looked at him this season. As Ronnie's come back, he hasn't been the same player he was last season for whatever reason. And then you look at that and say, why? You know, because he has the quality. He shouldn't worry about if Ronnie's in the team or not, because they're both quality players. Try to get the same thing. But I think his form has changed since Ronnie's come back.
Interesting. And he did have that free kick ahead of Ronaldo with the last kick of the game.
Yeah.
That found the target.
I thought it was fantastic effort. We're talking about a goalkeeper who's in superb form at the moment for Wolves. And it would have had to be something special from where he was, because to try and get that up and round where he's trying to get it, where the goalkeeper's side, because he's obviously can't go over the wall there because he's too close, it would have had to be unbelievable to beat Sarr, because he's in very good form, but it was a good effort.
The second best defence in the league, Wolves, and they've got a clean sheet at Old Trafford.
You could see this evening why. You know, you can see, yep, they create chances, and if they did take their chances early doors, Manchester United could have been in problems. So they are creating chances, and defensively they look absolutely solid this evening.
And they finally finished one of those chances off, haven't they, that you were talking about?
Well, yeah, because, law of averages. You know, I thought the tactics from Bruno Lage was perfect. You know, they ran them ragged all game. They kept them working. In the end, he brought on Traore. And like I said, when you bring him on, you don't know what you're going to get, but what you will get is some energy. You're going to get pace. And there's no one in the Man United defence who's going to be able to deal with him. And, you know, he's somebody that I was surprised I was surprised that Jimenez came off. Got to give Podence a lot of credit. He played fantastically today. But once that ball went in from Traore, you're thinking, okay, well, yes, the clearance weren't great, but you're not expecting someone to have that much time on the edge of the box to get his shot off. Because the way he controlled it in the first place, Andrew, if somebody's close enough, because he controlled that with his stud sleeve, and the ball kind of bounced up a bit, so he had to wait for it. It's a lot of time at this level. Too much time at this level to be able to get a shot off on the edge of the box that beats your goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, Bruno Lage, managing at Old Trafford for the first time, has got all 3 points. Here's the thoughts of the Wolves boss.
Well,